Hello, my name is Bantu and I'm the founder of Abantu Development Verein, which is a self-organized organization of Verein by people with migration background in Osnabrück. The workshop today is about bringing people together to engage with music and cooking. We merged these two because we wanted to give a challenge to our participants, as our project is about social cohesion, and social cohesion is a topic that is not easy to really deal with because you have people in a society that comes from different backgrounds and also they have different perspectives. So by focusing on bringing people who do not know each other in a kitchen to sing and cook at the same time is actually a way for us to start a dialogue. How does social cohesion look in practice? So today is about that, where the facilitator will teach us a few South African songs and also take us through the background of collective singing and what does that mean in an African context, and also what can that mean in a context that we are in today and also in a society that we're in, that is Osnabrück and also Germany. We chose Johannisstraße as our focus because our project is Abantu Culture Fest, which the program today is part of. And our focus is Johannisstraße because Johannisstraße is a place where a lot of people use for different reasons. You find a lot of organizations that work with people with migration background and also without migration background, and also a lot of migration or migrant businesses and organizations as well are found in Johannisstraße. And so we see it as a melting pot and also a place that has a potential to be a cultural hub, and also it has different narratives, good and the bad. So we want to explore how we can engage the space, changing the narrative, and also see the Johannisstraße with a different eye and a different perspective. So our focus is Johannisstraße. So this is a part of a 3-year project where we start with pop-up events and workshops, which means that we are organizing workshops in visual arts, workshops in dance, workshops in music, and also adding other creative elements within these 3 spaces and bringing people together to start dialogues within a space where we ask people what does social cohesion means to them personally and how can we practice that. So that's why we are using culture and arts as a starting point for this conversation. The reason why we have focused on South African culture, it is because I'm South African. Part of the workshop also included a little bit of East African dishes because our project assistant is also from East Africa, Kenya. And we had decided to merge collective singing and cooking at the same time because in an African context, especially in a South African Black culture, it is a norm where people or families, when they gather, that they sing together and do tasks together to kill time sometimes, and also as part of entertainment. So we wanted to emulate that in this workshop and challenge people who are part of the workshop, because a lot of the participants, it's foreign to them to do such an activity where people cook and sing at the same time. So we wanted to emulate a South African or an African space where people come together and have collective singing while they are cooking together and have a meal together, and also have conversations together in between about what it means to be different, and also our elements as human beings and how we can actually practice social cohesion rather in the process. So that's what we tried to do with the workshop. Collective singing focuses a lot on collective healing in a South African context, and also solidarity as well. So music and also collective singing, it goes beyond entertainment in a South African or African context. So it's used for different purposes. So that's why we decided to emulate that space for our conversation around social cohesion and what that means in practice. So the goals of this event, basically, it is about bringing people together from different backgrounds, different age groups, different races as well, and start a conversation of how we can create a cohesive society. A lot of times we shy away from these conversations because a lot of people have a lot of things they don't understand. And when we make assumptions about each other, that's where problems start. And when we bring people together to understand basics about different narratives and different cultural aspects of other people, then dialogues and conversations start to flow. So we decided to use cooking and arts, in this instance, music, to actually start a conversation that a lot of people would not really be part of in a normal space. So for us, it was to use music and cooking as a starting point while we are having a conversation that is actually a continuous conversation. And in terms of what people can achieve from this workshop today, is actually to learn how to prepare meals from a different culture, from just looking at a recipe and following the recipe and putting that meal together, and also sharing it together as a collective. Not only that, but be part of a collective singing process and learning new songs from a different culture, and also challenging oneself to really appreciate a different culture and also immerse themselves in a new experience that will actually hopefully change their perspectives in terms of how they view people that don't look like them or they don't come from the space where they come from. The impact we would like to bring about through this project, we want to show people how culture and arts can play a role in bringing people together, not only as entertainment, but also as a starting point where we can start conversations that are hard to have in a normal situation. So art has an ability to heal, and also, moreover, an ability to actually spark conversations and ideas of how we can see our society moving forward. It is not an easy step to take, but with arts and culture, because everyone loves art and everyone has some kind of culture where they come from. So these are things we can use to really connect with each other where we do not have anything in common. So be it culture or arts, both of these elements can actually start something to inspire one to really look deeper into themselves and also reflect on their own contribution in the society, on how we can actually bring about a cohesive society. Of course, being cohesive, it's not an easy task, but when we all come together to take the initiative, it is possible to build a cohesive society. And also in Osnabrück, the project, we also want to inspire people with migration background that they also have a voice and their cultures can also play a role and contribute immensely into the society of Osnabrück, be it in the cultural space or daily lives of people in Osnabrück, because we all have something to offer. So that's what we hope to inspire with this project in Osnabrück and hopefully spreading out throughout Germany as well. We have more projects coming up. In December, we have to do a small event as a closing event as part of the project. We are planning a project where we invite people from the society, Osnabrück, Johannisstraße, to come and join us. The date is not yet known, but is in December 2025, where we will have a DJ that will give us a workshop in a kitchen, how we DJ and people who have interest in DJing. And after that, we create something basic to eat together while we actually have also a silent party. So we will be putting out posters on our social media pages, Abantu Development EV on Instagram. And also you can just follow us and see what we are doing. And in terms of inspiring people and closing words as well, we focusing on Johannisstraße because for a lot of people with migration background and also without migration background, Johannisstraße is home. And besides that, it is a place where people feel home because we've had a few interviews with people with migration background. What does Johannisstraße means to them? And they told us Johannisstraße reminds them of certain spaces from back where they come from. And also then you find Germans who also live in Johannisstraße and they see Johannisstraße as home and also a place that can actually be further developed as a safer space, a welcoming space, and a place where people can come together from different backgrounds and actually find a way to create a safer space and a vibrant space.